Welcome to the Meredith Show. We have an absolutely amazing story to share this week, and it's one that's homegrown. Sarah Oswald is a 7th generation South Carolinian, and she's the first in her family to graduate from college. But the story gets more unbelievable. In fact, Sarah is about to graduate from Harvard. Joining us on the program is Sarah Oswald. Sarah, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And I should note that we are at your beginning, which many might say started at Midlands Technical College. So we're in the classroom today, and you had a really wonderful experience that started with a little bit of a difficult experience. You lost your job a few years back, right?
Yes.
And then you had a reevaluation. Tell me about that.
Well, I had graduated high school back in 1998, and from then on out...
Good year, me too.
From then on out, I basically went straight into the workforce, and I ended up working for a company that I traveled for throughout the United States doing promotional work at various conventions. And unfortunately, in about 2006, 2007, I was laid off.
And then you were like, what should I do? How did you come to going back to school?
Well, I always enjoyed school, but it was more a matter of, it's time for me to go ahead and take charge of my education. And I really wanted to go ahead and prove that I could do it, mostly to myself.
And so you wound up at Midlands Technical College.
Yes.
On scholarship. How did you swing it?
Well, first I had to kind of prove to everyone here at Midlands Technical College that I was going to be able to do a certain level of work. And after that first semester, I realized that they had, a lot of scholarships available here at this school. And it was just a matter of applying and seeing what I qualified for, and eventually it worked.
Not only did it work, but you wound up top of your class here and even regionally. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, after about 2 years here at Midlands Tech, right before I graduated, I received an honor to join the South Carolina academic team. And it's basically the 20 best technical college students in the state.
Huge deal. But that is not the biggest deal to come, because you received an email from Harvard. Yes,
I did.
Offering you the opportunity to apply for a scholarship?
I did. Right after I received the honor at the State House, about 2 weeks later, I received an email from an admissions advisor at Harvard, and she let me know that there was a scholarship I qualified for, and I might be interested in applying for it.
And to which you thought what?
At first I thought it was a joke. I really didn't believe it was a real email. Honestly, at that point, I was planning to graduate and transfer somewhere within the state. But when I got that email from Harvard, I thought, I'm not going to lose anything to apply. So I just went ahead, applied, and I ended up getting it.
Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations in order, because you're about to graduate from Harvard.
Yes.
But before we tell people a little bit about graduation, let's talk about what it's like to attend Harvard. And people at home should know this is not unattainable. In fact, you did it online.
I did almost the majority of my classes online. Basically, they have the Harvard Extension School. It's one of the 13 schools of Harvard, because it's not just Harvard College. You have Harvard Law School, Harvard School of Education, and Extension is one of those. And the primary point of Extension is that students in any walk of life, whether they be retirees, people still in the workforce, or those just graduating from high school, they can apply to join that particular school, and then they can actually do the majority of their coursework online.
Okay, you were online. Was Harvard Online hard?
It is still Harvard. There is no way around it. You're still going to have to put in the work.
And you did certainly do so, because you're graduating with honors. Tell us about that.
Well, I should be graduating this May 29th, and I'm graduating with all the honors that I qualify for, which is cum laude. I'm receiving the Dean's Academic Achievement Award.
Wow.
So hopefully, I also applied for an award for volunteering, but we'll see how that pans out.
My goodness. Well, you are definitely inspiring to us at the program. I was overjoyed to interview you. What's the message that you share going from Midlands Technical College to Harvard for people at home?
If you think you can do it, give it an honest try. Because so many people want to do certain things, but they actually do not put forth the effort to even try to do it. Some of it's hard work, but you have to put in the effort.
So, in your opinion, run down that dream. Go for it, full speed ahead?
Go for it. I mean, there's no excuse. You have to be tenacious, but you still have to be patient. You are going to get told no, but you just have to keep finding a way to get around that no.
I think it's pretty super when you consider that you are a 7th generation South Carolinian.
Yes.
And you are the first to graduate from college.
I am. I'm the first person in my family to graduate.
And so they'll be heading to Harvard soon to see you receive that degree. Tell me how your family's reacted to this whole endeavor.
My family is very proud of me, not only because it really didn't cost anyone that much money out of pocket. I think I paid $1,800 total for my entire 4-year education.
And we should let people at home know that when you go to Harvard online, you do have direct interactions with your professors, and you've grown some nice relationships.
I definitely do. I still have friendships. I still have professors that I talk to back and forth in email or even on the phone. When I ever have to go up there, I actually make a point to have lunch with them. So.
Oh, how wonderful. What's it like being on the campus of Harvard?
It really is the pinnacle of, universities in America. You go and you're definitely on a first campus ever created in the United States.
Wow.
So it's gorgeous.
And I imagine it's sort of like living a dream, or what does it feel like for you knowing that you've been working and a non-traditional student at that to achieve this level?
Once you're on that campus, that's really when I first realized I actually made it. I did it by myself mostly, and to arrive on the campus and see how beautiful it was, it's kind of like, I did earn this. I did.
Very cool. And for those that are watching, Sarah is available for employment. So she's not graduated yet, but she's looking for a job. Tell me what the dream job is.
Honestly, anything that would involve me traveling, working directly with people, and anything that would actually be the sort of job that would help people. I know that's a very broad range, but honestly, I don't really see myself working in a cubicle. I see myself going out and trying to help people maybe achieve their own dreams.
Oh, well, you're so motivating. Thank you, Sarah, for being on the program.
Thank you.
And it's a joy to have you. And if you'd like to connect with Sarah, she is on social media, and we'll share her information on the Meredith Show Facebook page if you'd like to follow her running down a dream. And next up, we have a little bit more on the Meredith Show for inspiration and our must-haves straight ahead.
And this week's Tweetable is inspired by Sarah Oswald, but it comes from Nelson Mandela.
We are so happy to be on location this week at the Gourmet Shop, one of my personal favorite places to take friends and family who've just come in from out of town. The Blossom Trivet is an awesome centerpiece that you can use for fun to decorate any table. In this case, we've got a cutting board where we just interlocked 3 for the joy of the color and the option to put something steaming hot on top. Why, you ask? Because the silicone does not melt. It's heat resistant, and the beauty of the product is it has multiple uses. You can actually use it as a koozie to keep your fingers from getting too hot or too cold. But the best part is you can remove whatever cup you have inside. So there's just a little snap closure. You can open it up, stretch it out as far as you need for a large object, or in this case, a medium object. And you can take a full baked item and set it down and stretch it to the perfect length. And voila, there you have it, a Blossom Trivet, perfect for you. And the best part, it's under $12, and you can get it right here at the Gourmet Shop. So come on out, bring your friends, bring your family, and enjoy a Meredith's must-have. Coming up next week on Meredith's must-haves, we have 2 more awesome items. One is an amazing artist who does wonderful handmade handbags. And you can also get a wonderful print or an amazing piece of art from a local South Carolinian, and it has a perfect summer theme.
So we've looked at venues and we talked about staging your event. Now let's move on to a very important topic, photography. We have 2 excellent photographers from the Columbia area that we want to talk with and get some great tips on how to pick a photographer and what you should pay attention to in that process.
My name is Courtney Docks, and I'm a wedding photographer. I think the most important thing is just finding someone that gets you, that really understands you as a person and how your wedding's going to be. I think you really need to find somebody that understands your personality. If you're really, really introverted, you don't want to get a photographer that's over the top and in your face. Or quite the opposite. If you are a person that just is really, really bubbly, you want to find a photographer that is really bubbly, that can showcase your personality and pull those things out of you in a photo. You kind of just really want to find somebody that marries your personality and we'll be able to show that in your wedding.
My name is Clark Berry. I'm a wedding photographer. One of the things we try to stay away from is anything that is going to date your images. We really try to stay away from any kind of Photoshop effects that can, the selective coloring, anything that's going to look, when you look at your album in 10, 20 years down the road, you're not going to want to see something that is going to date your album. We really want to try to keep it very classic, very timeless. We're not just showing you the best 5 or 6 images that we've taken over the last 4 or 5 years. We really, we like to show a complete wedding. We've always been a firm believer in you're only as good as your last wedding. Anybody can grab several great images if the lighting is perfect and the venue is perfect and the bride and groom are perfect.
A lot of times sample albums will be the best wedding, but looking at the last wedding should also show you a consistency in the quality, not necessarily just the best venue they've ever worked at, the most beautiful bride they've ever had. That will give you an idea of not only the quality of work that they are currently producing, but the consistency of work that they are capable of. Well, obviously doing your homework ahead of time, asking for referrals from friends, weddings that you've been to where you love the work that you saw afterwards are all good things to do.
I think one of the most important things is communication. To really make sure that you discuss every aspect of your wedding with them, and then on the wedding day, it'll be a lot easier for everybody because they'll be able to adjust and be flexible here and kind of make everything go as smooth as possible.
Get ready and get excited. The Meredith Show is heading to many fun places for a new segment we're calling Senior Moments. We're very excited to have a brand new sponsor on the show right here at Harbor Chase of Columbia. We are so excited to have our very first segment with Miss Janet Altman here at Harbor Chase of Columbia. Thank you for inviting us out here.
So glad you could come today, Meredith.
You have a lot of really great information for viewers at home because many people don't know when it's time to really consider assisted living. And you say, think about CALM.
Right. The big question, when is it time for assisted living? I love the acrostic CALM. C stands for, can your loved one call for help? If they were to fall in their home, have a need, would they have the ability to get help? That's the C in CALM. The A is, can they arrange their own daily schedule? How much help do they need to make those doctor's appointments, to keep those doctor's appointments? How much help do they need deciding who they're going to have for dinner next weekend to call to invite them? That's the arranging their daily schedule. The L in CALM is, you ask yourself, can they learn new things? If my mother gets a new remote control or a new microwave oven, or she has an appointment with a doctor, can she learn that new information? Or is she struggling to call you to say, help me, I can't do this. So can she learn new things? And then the M in CALM is managing their meals and meds. How much help do you give them to make sure they're eating well, eating regularly, and getting their medications routinely, regularly? So we ask ourselves, is my loved one's life calm or not? If the answer is no, it might just be time to look at an assisted living community for your loved one.
And assisted living communities offer so much that many people at home aren't aware of. Tell us what people can expect if they were to bring a loved one here.
We view ourselves as a hotel-like setting. We have private rooms, much like a hotel room would be. We have beautiful amenities like our front porch and our parlors and our patios that face Lake Harbison out here. And we have the dining room and the sunroom and the ice cream parlor. We also have our community bus that takes you shopping and to your doctor's appointments. We have just lots and lots of amenities, housekeeping, laundry services. The list goes on and on. Medication management. We can manage someone's medications here.
I thought it was a special treat that you actually have an ice cream parlor on site.
We do.
Oh my goodness.
We do. We love our ice cream parlor. The residents love it. They know that on Tuesday and Saturday you need to go up there. Some people bring their own really large bowls. They think our portions are too small. So they come with their big bowl. We fill their bowl up with ice cream because this is their home. They should be, and they have popcorn maker in the ice cream parlor, and we have music, and it's just a great social gathering place, our ice cream parlor.
And let's tell people, for those who haven't been over here before, how you're in a wonderful, lovely location close to shopping. Let's tell people about that.
We are just off Harbison Boulevard, so you have every restaurant known to demand within a 2-mile radius, and shopping at the mall, all the retail stores. It's just a great location. The hospitals are close by, physicians' offices, a great location.
In fact, you have the ability to take the residents regularly out to shop.
We do. We go shopping every week. Walmart is the place of choice because you can get everything at Walmart, you know?
Naturally.
But we go to other places other times because they need to have the freedom and ability to shop for themselves.
And some other fun facts I found quite enjoyable when touring here is you have birds on site, which I've never seen in an assisted living community.
We do. We have our aviary, and the residents love the birds. They're parakeets, and they make lots of happy sounds, and the residents routinely go by and speak to the birds and tell the birds good night and good morning. And so yes, our parakeets are a lovely part of our community.
And you've worked with seniors for most of your adult life. Why do you love Harbor Chase? Because there are so many things that make it special.
Yes, Harbor Chase is very special. We are a wonderful community that provides wonderful care. This is what you want at the end of the day. If your loved one needs a place to live, a residential care setting, you want to know that you can sleep at night knowing they are being taken care of well, appropriately, respectfully. I love the care that our associates give our residents. I love the communication we have between our families and ourselves. We want to know what's going on in their lives. We want to have a good communication chain. So communication is great here. The care is wonderful, and just the beautiful setting and the amenities that we offer.
You have the ability to allow your residents to enjoy an enormous facility.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you have, as you were joking with me earlier, described it as an enormous place to enjoy multiple activities and in several areas. Mm-hmm. Walk us through as we show some video of all the areas that the residents can enjoy.
When you first come onto our property, you see our front porch with the ferns hanging there, and the beautiful seating out front, just a beautiful, all the flowering plants. It's beautiful, the front of our community. You come into the front parlor and we have our lovely piano, the baby grand piano, which I love to play and the residents love for us to play. It's used routinely by volunteers, by guests who play for our residents, and it brings that nice homey feeling.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
We want people to understand that when you live at Harbor Chase, the whole building is your home.
Exactly.
This is where you entertain your family. The grandkids come by Sunday afternoon, sit in the front parlor, let them play chopsticks on the piano. It's all right, it's good, this is your home. We keep a hospitality station in our front parlor. It's a beverage and a little snack assortment, so that when you have guests, you can feel free to offer them something to drink and something to eat, just as you would if they were in your home, your own home. So the front parlor is a beautiful part. We have the concierge desk when you first come in. That is there 12 hours a day for asking questions, getting information, making appointments. And then you have the dining room, wonderful dining room. We just introduced a new menu recently that's specific to South Carolina, and the residents are loving these new menus that we've introduced just recently. It's fabulous food, 3 meals a day in the dining room as well as snacks during the day. We also have our ice cream parlor you mentioned earlier, beautiful ice cream parlor. Excited about the residents having a gathering place where they can just eat ice cream and eat popcorn and just
And you
get
have
together.
and we'll show the video, an actual machine.
Yes.
And down the road we'll be able to broadcast from there, and we're very excited about you inviting us back.
We want you to come back when we have our little ice cream parlor tip top with our new paintings that we're doing, our murals we're doing. We're going to do a motif for the Coca-Cola, retroactive Coca-Cola colors there. So we're excited about our ice cream parlor. So we love for our residents to be able to continue doing things here that would have done in previous years in their homes. Want them to feel a part of the community.
Well, it's a warm fuzzy. It's also a warm fuzzy knowing that you, Janet, are here in the community working at Harbor Chase and sharing some information that many people at home will need to know, because as our families and parents age, it's really lovely to know there's a resource out there like Harbor Chase. Thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you.
Every week on The Meredith Show, we'll be bringing you a brand new segment called Senior Moments. We hope to share wonderful stories with you, and we also need your help. So email us at meredith@themeredithshow.com and send us your ideas. We may just see you on TV.
Harbor Chase, an assisted living and memory care community, is home to the best, those who live here and those who care for them. Kindness abounds, as does respect for each life and the dignity it has earned. Our highly trained, compassionate associates provide the highest quality of care that engages body, mind, and spirit.
I'm so glad my son found Harbor Chase for me. I'm happy here.
Harbor Chase, celebrating senior living each and every day.
Kids Cinema Camp has been getting ready to debut their ultimate project.
Oh, yes.
And people at home who may not be familiar with Cinema Camp, tell us a little bit about what goes on.
Okay, here at the Cinema Camp, what we do, we introduce students to the filmmaking industry.
You have been a student for just this most recent camp. What did you like most about it?
I like getting involved with everybody else, like meeting new people. I learned a lot of new stuff that I didn't know and some stuff I did know. It's like a good review to do. So, yeah.
What do you like most about Cinema Camp? You could have done a lot of different things.
I like the fact that you get opportunities to like learn new things and actually play with things that you want to know more about.
My favorite part was the hands-on with the cameras, because like I was doing some filming but not all of it, and the lights and the stuff.
You learned about lights too?
Yes, we learned about the framings that goes over the lights, how it could dim the lights, brighten the lights.
Arthur, you could be a speaker. You're so good on TV. I love it.
Thank you.
Did you make some new friends in camp this year?
Everybody in the camp was, you can say, my friend.
And they became friends? Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Cinema Camp is obviously very different from other things. What do you think is so special about this experience?
Well, like I said, I think it's just an opportunity to work with the person who was conducting the camp, RJ, if I'm saying his name correctly. Just the opportunity to work with someone who is on that level and who can shed some light and some experience and enlighten her about the whole thing. And she walked away, you know, she's a good listener. She learns very fast. So I'm sure that anything that they taught her or told her at the camp, she absorbed it and she retained it somewhere. And so hopefully she'll be able to look back on it and pull from that sometime in the future.
Back to her toy. You had 8 students in there. Did that make it really nice and easier to learn because there was only a small group?
Yes, ma'am. It made it easier because it wasn't a lot of people. It wasn't like people that like to be loud talking, and like we all got along together.
Tell me what you thought about the instructors. Were they really strict or really fun?
I think the instructors are really fun.
I have a secret to tell you.
Go ahead.
One of your teachers works for the Meredith Show, and he's one of my favorite people too.
Yes, ma'am.
His name is RJ Foley. Did you know he worked on the Meredith Show too?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Well, he makes it all happen. He's filming right now, in fact, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to RJ Foley.
I give a shout out to RJ Foley.
These kids were really excited through the whole process, and
They
talking
were.
to them, they enjoyed putting together this movie, but it had a theme, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that. This year, you talked about role models, and not just any role model. Who was selected?
Now, we decided to use Mr. Vince Ford as our role model for this year, because the kids threw out a lot of ideas, and a lot of children didn't know each and every person that was thrown to them. So we decided, you know, what would make the children realize that a real person that came through the Bethlehem Community Center, who lived the kind of life that they have lived, did not have everything, were not necessarily on the top of everything, but regardless of where they came from, what was put into the Bethlehem Center in their hearts, in their minds, was that I can do better. So that's where Mr. Vince Ford came in, realizing he came through the Bethlehem Center. If he can do it, then they can do it too. And he helps a lot of children in his role. Even as a kid, he realized that learning from the Bethlehem Center, I want to give back. So as he moves on through life, in every stage of his life, he's been giving back. And still today, Mr. Vince Ford is still giving back to the community and to the state of South Carolina.
Well, I'm excited to see the movie, aren't you?
I am very excited to see the movie.
Do I believe that after-school programs are important? The answer is absolutely, emphatically yes. In fact, learning should never stop. Learning is a continuous, lifelong process. But learning was also done in a different way as well. Learning wasn't just about a book or a magazine. It was about developing our social skills. It was about respecting others. It was about teamwork, where we had to work together.
Well, class, this sums up our lesson on Vince Ford. With that being said, Vince Ford is going to be our role model for this week. Whenever you make a decision, what you should think, what would Vince Ford do? Class is dismissed, and make sure you have a Vince Ford week. What would Vince Ford do? What would Vince Ford do? How was everybody's Vince Ford week? That's cool, everybody. So, who can tell me who is Vince Ford?
I'm Vince Ford. I am Vince Ford.
That's nice. We are all Vince Ford because we all make great decisions just like him. Now, hope everybody did their math homework, right?
Thanks so much for watching. And we're interested in hearing more inspiring stories, but we need your help. So contact us right here at The Meredith Show. And remember, take a little time to share the love. Be sure to like us on Facebook at The Meredith Show or email me at meredith@themeredithshow.com. You can also tweet us at Media Meredith. To sponsor a segment or a great story, call The Meredith Show at 803-430-6644. Tune in every week to The Meredith Show live on the radio, Wednesdays, 9 to 10 a.m. More inspiration and more love. And this week's tweetable quote of the week is for all the mothers out there. Special thanks to my mom, Barbara. Mother love is the fuel that enables a normal human being to do the impossible. Thanks for watching The Meredith Show, and remember, take a little time to share the love.